All right, well, this is just going to have to be the angle for the salmon prep, because I can't figure out how to make that thing not cut off my head. So here's what we got. Today we have sockeye salmon. As you can see, got it at Sam's Club, and we got some really good prices on it. So what we are going to do is we're going to take this salmon right here, and we are going to can it just like you would salmon for salmon patties. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pull these salmon out, and we're going to need to wash them. Get any of the slime off, you know, really take a look at it, make sure it looks good. No weird bones or anything. Just really take a good look at the salmon and just kind of do that initial prep work. Then what we can do is we can soak them in some vinegar for a little bit just to get any additional slime off that we need to. If we feel like that's an important thing. It is a little slimy. Obviously, these were on sale because of a sell-by date, so we're going to take care of that today. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and slice these up into sizes that are going to fit in a pint-sized jar, because we are going to can in pints, and they're going to go. We stuff them pretty thick, or pretty tight in that pint-sized jar. I think I'm going to go to a non-serrated knife to get through that skin. Okay. There's a non-serrated knife. Let's see if this one goes through better. As these, oh yeah, there we go. As these get a little bit longer, we're going to probably end up having to cut those pieces in half. So what this is going to end up like is it's going to end up like the store-bought salmon you get in the can that you would like. What we do with it is we make salmon patties with it. And it is oh so good. So this isn't going to be like eat out of the jar salmon. This is going to be something we're going to add to a recipe. So we're just going to make sure that we cut this salmon up small enough that it's going to sit comfortably in a pint jar. So this salmon smells a little fishy, but I think that's because it's been sitting in its own juices for a little while. And the use by date is tomorrow, so it's getting close. It doesn't smell bad, it just smells fishy. We're getting ready to fix that. Now the book I'm using is my Canning Bible, which is the book out of the University of Georgia, and it's the USDA's test kitchen. It's so easy to preserve. One of the best books ever. Maybe when I hit 500 subscribers, I'll give one away. I'm getting pretty close. I think that would be a fun giveaway. What do you guys think? Comment below. I've got extra copies. And if you've never had a book from the place that actually writes all these, the test kitchen, it's extremely informative. You know, my grandmother taught me stuff back in the day, but now that we've had the ability to have companies as well as organizations run tests on these recipes, we've learned a lot from days of old. And we've been able to come up with safer ways to let food last longer on the shelf, as well as it's not just about taste either and about keeping it safe. It's about quality of food and texture, and there's a lot that plays into the safety of canned food. And so far, every recipe I've used out of the So Easy to Preserve book has been phenomenal. Okay, there it is. Doesn't look like much, but that right there is $50 worth of salmon that we are going to turn into yummy goodness. Now, as far as like the price, you know, this is the is it worth it, y'all part. I think the price per, oh, look, see a bone. Get out of there. The price per can of canned salmon, which is not wild caught salmon like this, is like I think it was like $3.50 a can here where I'm at in the middle of the country. And so price wise, is this going to be worth it? I really can't tell yet because it depends on how much we can get of this to fit in a pint jar. So I'm going to clean up my work surface and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to put this salmon in jars. So we're going to start out with wide mouth pint jars because the canning book actually says to can in pints. So now it's just a matter of, and it says pack tightly and firmly into the jar. So that is what we are going to do. Get as much in here as we possibly can. Let me see what this headspace is real quick. Headspace is 1 inch. Okay. We can do that. Now what we can also do too is we can add we can add some salt and we can add some vinegar to these if we wanted to, which I probably am going to, just for the flavor. May or may not add to that jar. And so what I'm doing is we're just going to layer these in here as best as we can. Now, this is called the raw pack method, obviously, because we're putting raw meat into the jar. This is called raw packing. You'll notice we're not going to put any liquid in here because this fish is actually going to give itself some liquid. Cool. We might get more than 6. I like the wide mouth jars because it's going to be easier to pull this salmon out of here. I don't have many wide mouth jars left right now because we are currently eating through our stores. So I am going to have to resort to some regular mouth jars, which it'll be a little bit interesting to get the fish out, but it'll still work. I think we'll be all right. I brought up 6, but I'm thinking might be 7. That'd be good if it's more than that. Okay. Let's see if I got a smaller piece I can put in that jar. No. Okay, probably have to cut a jar or cut a piece. I feel like that has something on it, but I think it's watermarks. Like, it didn't go off in the dishwasher very well. That's not dirt. That's just a watermark. Okay. See, we're gonna have to stuff fish in sideways and which way and this way and that way. I'm gonna cut this piece in half, I think. Nope. We're gonna call that jar good. And I bet that's 1 more jar. That looks like 1 more jar. So I'm gonna go get 1 more jar and fill that up and we'll be back in a minute. So we ended up with 8. I went a little bit below the 1 inch headspace on some of these just because, I don't know, for some reason I feel like 1 inch isn't enough whenever you're doing a raw pack with fish. Okay, fill hot pint jars, 1 inch headspace. Add 1 teaspoon of salt per pint if desired. Do not add liquids. Carefully clean the jars with a paper towel, wipe dry, lids, and then we are doing a dial gauge canner for 11 pounds of pressure. Pints are 100 minutes. 100 minutes on this, y'all. That's gonna be a hot minute. Now, I've read some recipes, they say you can put some vinegar in here or you can brine the fish. And I don't want that. I want this just to be salmon, to just be to where I can use it however I want to use it. Oh, I'm moving the table. And I don't want to, y'all see me spill some salt? Toss it over my shoulder. I don't want to add any flavors to this because I want to flavor it like when we use it. So every time I go downstairs, I forget to bring up a thing of paper towels. Duh. Okay. Because salmon has fat in it, yes, you do. Look at all the stuff I got off that jar already. You do need to wipe the rims, get all the gunk off, because that seal is everything. If this is not a clean surface and clean of debris, then this isn't going to work. So, get some more vinegar. And yeah, you see we didn't use a funnel. I wasn't going to use a funnel for this. It's just too easy to shove it in the jar and just 100% make sure that you got all the junk off. The other thing too is you're testing for chips too to see if you've got any chips, and that feels good. So now it's just put your lids and rings on and we'll get it in the canner. All right, time to go get the canner. I'm gonna load them up. So today we're gonna use my Presto canner. This is the small canner. Let you see inside. I've got the spacer at the bottom so those jars don't sit directly on the heat element. And then I've got about 1 inch of water in the canner. And you guys follow the directions the way your Presto canner says to can. All we're going to do, we're setting them in just like this. These should all fit on the bottom row. Because I've got wide mouths in here, a mixture, these will fit. Yep, they fit. That was perfect. So we have a row of pint jars in there of salmon. And next on the list is processing them for 100 minutes. So what we're going to do, turn that fire on. And just so you're aware, canning, the jars are cold, the water's cold, the canner's cold, the meat's cold. So everything's cold. If I was to do a hot pack method, everything would need to be hot. So make sure our Presto ring is in there. It sits snugly. We're going to twist it to lock. And then when we start venting and we see that steady stream of steam, hey, I did it on the first try, start coming out here, we're going to time for 10 minutes, bring it up to pressure, and then we'll can for that 100 minutes. So I'll bring you back when I've got something to report. There they are. Oh, and they look good. Okay. Let me pull these out. Look how pretty. Let me pull the rest out because I can't do it with one hand. Look how gorgeous. Look at all the liquid that they made for themselves. So beautiful. That can back there's a little light. It might have siphoned. Oh, look how pretty. That one was this one back here was a little low. So that's why that one's not fully done. But the rest of these were great, right at an inch. Actually, I'm glad I took some of that fish out because I think it would have gone over. So here we go. 8 canned salmons, shelf stable, ready for the pantry. Now that is exciting. All right, y'all, let's talk about the is it worth it part. I calculated what we paid for this salmon, and it's 50 cents an ounce. You go online and you look at the Blacktop brand, it's 23 cents an ounce. So price-wise, we paid more than double for the salmon than you would get in a can. However, I think the salmon that we used is a much higher quality than what's in the Blacktop brand. Now, I will give kudos to the Blacktop brand because their ingredient list says salmon and salt. And that's exactly the only stuff that we put in our jars today too. So kudos to them for not putting preservatives in there. Now, I will say, I think this is gonna be better because in those store-bought kind, they have the little backbones, they have the extra bones that are in there, and it just says, oh, you're fine, they'll cook out. Well, with this batch, we just did pure fillets. Pure, beautiful fillets. So we don't have all that mess. The only part we're gonna probably have to pull out of here is like the skin. You don't wanna put that in your salmon patty. So do I still believe that it is worth it to do this to get home canned salmon on the shelf? Absolutely. Because I think this is gonna taste way better than a store-bought product. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you think it's a good idea to do a giveaway of one of those books, like the video and comment down below. Because I've got an extra copy of it and I'd love for it to get it into your hands. Maybe if we hit 500 subscribers, we'll get it done. We'll see. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And until the next video, bye y'all.